Yo, podcast number. Honestly, I forget what number this is. I think this is my 7th one. I think you're my 3rd guest on this podcast.
You do the rest by yourself?
Yeah, but I haven't done too many. So, 3rd guest. I just want to introduce my friend, Mr. Neil Kogali. How are you today?
Good. There's yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first question I ask everybody that comes on this podcast. I'm just curious. How did we first meet? And where did we first meet?
Ooh.
It has to be in high school, right?
It was in high school, but I think through Sachin.
Sachin?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think through Sachin. So
What?
we definitely just got high, dude. It wasn't like a crazy fucking. We just met up at a park and it was dark. I remember that. And then because I think like you and then Vincent and Arpit, dude, there were some other people there like in your grade, but there was.
Yeah.
I feel like I either snuck out of the house or I don't know. We just met up. I was actually thinking about that on the way over here. I was just like, I think this is our first time like kind of doing something where it's just like us two versus like outside of the group.
I think it is the first time, honestly. Yeah.
It's a new boundary that's been broken.
Indeed. What middle school did you go to? I'm just curious.
I wasn't in time.
Or, I mean, I guess we could censor the name, but
yeah, sure. It
it was the first
was the first
place you went to in town.
Yeah.
You lived in your whole life.
Nah, dude. So actually, I went to middle school in like 7th and 8th grade. 6th grade, I lived in Mountain View.
Okay.
5th grade, I lived in Foster City, and then 1st through 4th grade, I lived in New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Yeah.
You moved back wait, where were you born?
India.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
you said you're born in Australia or something.
No, I learned my English in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I had the full accent and everything.
So you were born in India and then you moved to Australia?
Yeah, so I was born in India. Yeah, we did that backwards. All right, let's start. Let's start from the beginning. So, all right, so I was born in India, and then after 2 years, we moved to Australia, and then because my dad was a consultant, so like he was moving around a lot for his job, and so I think I remember celebrating my 5th birthday there. So, but shortly after, we moved. So, born in India, learned my English in Australia. Then we moved to New Jersey. And actually, like, we moved around a lot in the East Coast, like, within, like, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. But I remember New Jersey being, like, the place that we spent most of our time from 1st to 4th grade.
1st to 4th grade, so 4 years.
Yeah, and then when I was 10, we moved across the country to California.
To Cali,
Yeah.
to the Bay.
Yeah, to Foster City.
Oh, it's I mean, that is the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So 5th grade there, and then 6th grade, 7th
Okay.
grade.
So you went to 9th grade.
Yeah.
Okay. You had any friends in? You started from scratch?
Dude, it's kind of trippy because like was one of those places that was like just starting, and so
Not when you were 9th grade.
but like, dude, our high school class was like super new. They were still building like
The school was relatively new, but the city's been around for like
yeah, the city's
20,
been around,
30
but
years before we were even
not
there.
Ranch. Ranch was like still in development, bro. I moved in and there was dirt next to me.
That's
you know?
true.
But because
That
of
is
that,
true. That is true. Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that there was a large influx of people going into,
Yeah.
and because I lived in Foster City for 5th grade, 6th grade I lived in Mountain View, and then 7th and 8th grade I lived in. There was people from each of those cities that I knew that I didn't even know that they were gonna be there, and I just like that went to. And I pulled up in like freshman year, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I know you.
All Asians, right?
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
So yeah, I knew like some people, and like I through the tennis team because I was playing a lot. So in the summer before I started, like that was like my first in the social world.
Tennis.
Yeah. So I met a bunch of people through there.
What type of student were you in high school? Were you like?
I wasn't great.
Were you good? Did you get good grades and stuff? Like, did you try? Like, did you wanted to try?
I got good
but you
grades.
didn't get good grades. Like, what were you?
I got good grades. I wasn't flunking, but like
I mean, that doesn't. So not flunking means it's good.
all right, I got like A's and B's and like a couple C's throughout high school. But like,
what class did you get a C in? Calc?
nah, dude, I think it was economics, like, cause it was my second semester of senior year, and yeah, I almost got no, I don't remember what it was, bro. But that year, my GPA dropped by like half a point. It was bad.
What was your GPA your entire high school career?
Like a 3.6.
Weighted?
I don't know what that
Unweighted?
means.
With like honors and APs and stuff.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it was, bro. That's like, I got
It's
rejected from
hard.
everywhere, bro.
No, you didn't. You got into slow.
Yeah, early decision, dude. My
So?
scores weren't high enough to fucking get in for the engineering program, so I early decision.
What's early decision is like
Like
you
just
get accepted
commit.
earlier and you have to go 100%.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah, you have to go.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, okay.
Except like I spent hella money, like, or my parents spent hella money for me, like, to do all these like college essays and like SAT prep classes and stuff.
Yeah.
I just fucking early decision. Even the counselor was just like, bro, why are you here? Like, you're gonna get in, you know?
What'd you get on your SAT?
Dude, it was bad. I don't think I broke. I think I got like 1850.
That's your highest?
Yeah, but I took the
Okay.
ACT.
So you didn't take the SAT?
I did, but I submitted my ACT because it was a 32.
Okay. Yeah, dude, my SAT was shit too.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not that I don't even feel stupid, bro. It's just I feel like it's so wildly like boring.
What, the test?
Yeah, because it's like read
Yeah,
this
it is
story about
boring.
Gerald, and he's
I know,
foraging in
dude,
the
but
woods.
like I feel like in our like the group we hung out with, like Sachin and them. Like,
yeah,
bro, they were getting like they were complaining that they got like 23 and 80.
yeah, no,
I'm just
remember.
like,
I remember.
bro, like I haven't even like it's so hard for me to even
Yeah.
get over like 1900. You
Yeah.
guys are like fucking complaining about getting one question wrong.
Yeah,
like,
that's
chill,
what it was.
bro.
That's what it was, dude. I knew kids in like in junior year. That's like, see, the thing about like complaining about a 2380, that's so normal. And if bro, it's so fucking normal because it's like people just
Everyone is just fucking
bro, they're
nerds,
beasts.
dude.
They're beasts, dog. Like I used to fucking hate them, but now I'm just like, dude, they fucking had something. They were on a roll, and like a lot of them figured out the social stuff later on, bro. But they were fucking crushing it. And I knew kids that like moved out from and went to a different like high school.
To what?
Because they would get like our grades and shit. They wouldn't have the 4.5. They wouldn't have the 2400. But they would like
so
whatever they had.
They go to like a less competitive
Right,
school.
and then they get accepted into all the UCs because they have to cap it for like, you know, they can't just fucking take everybody. in Doherty.
Smart, but that's too much work, dude. For the parent?
I mean,
Are you
dude,
kidding me?
if I knew my kid was just like, all right, this dude's not gonna break 1900, I still want.
I would have switched schools because of that. That's hella work, dude. I'd be like, dude, like, fucking try your best. I'm not driving you to another fucking high school.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sets up their whole life, don't you think?
What?
Like getting into a better school and everything.
So you think the quality of a college determines the life of an individual?
100%. Because
100%?
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Because I don't think so at all.
yeah, dude. I think so.
So
Because
you're saying like somebody that went to a community college versus somebody that went to like a UC, like the guy who will go to a UC will end up better than the person at a community college? Is that what
generally
you're saying?
speaking, I think
Generally
so.
speaking?
Yeah.
And
Because I believe that college you're paying to be surrounded by a certain social circle. You're not paying for. You're paying to be around people who are around the same tax bracket as you, in my opinion. That's what it is. And you're rubbing your shoulders along with people that are of like a higher socioeconomic status. Why do you think USC is like fucking 80,000 or whatever the fuck it was like when we were applying? It's not because they're teaching better math or they're like they have different history, dude. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're just fucking with other rich people.
yeah.
And when you're surrounding yourself with rich people, and it kind of doesn't fucking matter like whatever you're doing there. You just know these people.
That's an interesting point. So, I mean, I guess it also depends on what you think being successful is.
Word.
how do you define, like, I guess, success?
I define success, and this is an ever-changing definition because at different points of your life, you consider different things to be a win.
Okay.
You consider many different things to be losses. But in general, what I have been noticing is that in your mid to late 20s is when you really start to see the results of people's choices and decisions
100%.
that they made.
100%.
They're 16 up until 25. And when you're 27, 28, it just kind of hits everybody like, yo, I'm about to be 30. Like, and it's like all my friends are about to be 30, and you start checking in because you have all these like visions of who, when you were like 18, you're like, oh, dude, when I'm 30, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, right? And there are people that do it.
Do
right?
what?
That do those things.
Okay.
And that's when I started to realize like what the definition of like success kind of seems. And for me, it's someone who can balance a lot of different things, right? I think there's a multitude of people that you meet who don't have many aspects of their life put together. They might have like a couple.
Okay.
But the people that I really respect are the ones who are able to kind of understand what's important in their life. They have a direction that they're going in. You know, there's only so long that you can spend finding yourself. And to me, I think doing that before 25 is a sign of success. I'm not saying everybody does that, but most of the people who are set up, they have savings. They live below their means, well below their means. They invest. They have an investment portfolio. Doesn't matter if they have $6 in long-term investments. They have $6, and they're not taking it out. They have the self-control to do something about it, no matter how little it is, right? I don't have that. I'm personally like I'm struggling with that. But these are the things that I'm seeing about other people. They're able to do this, and
with investing.
Sure, financially. So what that comes like that's rooted in financial stability, right, and independence. And your independence can come from different ways. But if I see someone who's like living by themselves in America today, and they're able to pay rent, they're able to save up, and they have long-term goals, like in addition to savings and investments, they have this idea of 10 years from now, I want a house.
Okay.
Then they're saving up in a separate bank account, something for a down payment.
Okay.
They have long-term goals. And this is why like my successes when I was like 22 or something like that was just like, I want to go to like the nicest restaurant and like feel good that I like can afford this and pay for it and feel good. Like I'm living life, you know, day to day. That was a success for me. But now looking back, it's not that I regret that. It's that I've done it. And now I have something deeper that's driving me. It's not the instantaneous gratification that I seek.
Okay.
And what I see with people, self-control is a big one, I think, in many different aspects, right? No one's telling you not to drink. No one's telling you not to, like, do weed or, like, get high off of different shit. But it's like, can you do that and also maintain your means of survival, which include having a roof over your head, having a well-paying job, right?
Do you consider yourself as someone who's self-motivated, or do you need like someone next to you or someone like your mom or your homies like, yo, like you can do it, like you need that external motivation, or are you able to find those motivations by yourself, like that drive within you?
I struggle with it. I don't feel like I definitely do that. I have to derive it from myself, and I've always known that. I think relying on an external source it's okay if it does help, but I think ultimately it has to come from inside of you. So, but I can't do that all the time. I woke up today and I was just like, coming here and doing this was like something that I had to talk myself into.
This podcast?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel that way about everything.
You
that I
live
do.
far as fuck though.
No, but it's not. I'm
it's
telling
like
you,
almost 2-hour drive,
bro. The first step is
That's a
me getting
commitment.
up in the morning and being like, "Fuck, another day, dude. This sucks." And I have to just sit there, and then I
feel
like,
that.
and
Yeah.
I have to like just get out of bed first. So it's just like a series of like every day. Like, I guess some people just wake up and then they're just like, "Oh, nice. This is, let's go."
Yeah.
And it takes me about like 12 o'clock.
I feel
1
like
p.m.
those people are in the minority though.
I think so too.
It's
But
just like social media hella like blows it up and makes it seem like that's the norm. You know what I mean? Like you see those videos where like people are waking up like 5 a.m. and shit.
oh yeah,
I'm just like,
with
dude.
the tripod set up.
Yeah. I feel like what you feel like when you wake up in the morning is like what most people feel like. Because I feel like that as well. Like when I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, work or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How long does it last for you? Because for me, it's like half a day. That's why it like fucks with me. I'm just like,
yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the whole day, but
yeah,
like I have no choice. Like, what am I gonna do? Just lay in bed the whole day, do nothing? Like, I have to like, yeah, sometimes you need those days, but like there's no other option for me. Like, I have to work. I have to do something,
Right.
you know?
right.
Like, I don't know about you, but for me, one of my least favorite feelings is just like the feeling of being unproductive.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know those days where you just do nothing, dude, right?
yeah.
It's like already nighttime and you're like, fuck. I literally did nothing today. You know, obviously like you need those days sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like, those days of rest and shit like that. But like if you feel like that a lot of the days, I feel like that's not a good place to be for me
No.
personally.
Yeah.
You know, because we're young, bro. Like
Yeah.
we should be working. You know, we don't want to be working like later on when we're older. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I brought it up, like the topic of like self motivation and stuff like that, is because you're a comic, right? You did stand up comedy. Do you consider yourself full time?
No.
No.
No,
Just
dude, I got a
part-time?
day job. And I think for the most part, I feel like I want to keep that day job, even if it's part-time, to be honest.
For what reason?
Healthcare.
For insurance.
For
And for
healthcare.
money.
Bro, like, I can't do 100%. Like, I can't just, I would hate it then. If everything that I did was that one thing that I loved, I would eventually hate it.
Hate what?
Stand-up.
Comedy?
Yeah, I would
Why?
hate the process because it would just be so much pressure. Because now you're relying on this thing that you love in order to like provide your financial means. Like I don't live below my. I mean, I live below my means, but I should live lower. You know, like I like to go out. I like to have nice dinners.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
to go drink and shit.
Yeah.
And I've been going to the doctor way too fucking often lately.
Okay.
And so I had 2 surgeries in the last year. Dude, imagine if I went like all in on stand up and like I could pay like $10 to like $50. Maybe, bro, on a good day, like $80, $100.
Yeah.
But that's nothing, dude.
Okay, so there's like 2 school of thoughts on this.
Yeah.
You know those stories of like people quitting their full-time jobs so they could 100% invest their time into their passion.
Yeah, I know these
right?
people, yeah.
Yeah, you like, do you not think that is, if you truly want to make it in whatever field, like for you stand up, right? Do you want to eventually do stand up full time? I would assume so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as your full-time career when you're getting paid.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Then for you to achieve that goal, don't you think you have to invest 100% of your effort into that one thing? Or do you think that if you can split it 50-50, you know, 50% at your job and then 50% in your stand-up career, like do you think splitting it up like that will still let you reach that goal of being a full-time comic, like a successful comic who's getting paid and shit like that?
I think this is a personal question or answer.
Okay.
And for me, my view from what I've learned and from what I see about successful people, success is contagious. If you are good at your day job, you will likely be good at your night job. There is plenty of time in the day to do both. And stand up isn't my only hobby. Like sometimes I journal all the time. I write and I like sketch in my journal. And what I've noticed is that when I'm doing those things, my work is better. When I'm doing good at my job, my stand up is better. And here's another aspect to it too. A majority of America is working class. As a stand-up comic, I feel like you have kind of a duty to kind of relate to a lot of people. So if you're a stand-up comic and you're working, I just feel like you're so much more, especially in corporate America, you're just so much more in tune with like day-to-day like interactions, like corporate jargon, things that are relatable to other people. If you're just this fucking freak, dude, that's like living out of your car, just like going from open mic to open mic, just grinding it. Like, one, how the fuck are you paying for shit, right? 2, how are you going to relate? Bro, your life is so different. Like, I get that it's like, it's funny and it's like,
it's not funny. It's
zany. And it's just like you get on there and you're like, yeah, I was like in a parking lot and this homeless dude asked, like, it's just like, dude, like that's crazy. But I'm not I'm just like entertained because I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That can never be me, you know?
Okay.
But I like relatability. I like that I have stories that are fucking crazy and I can just make them relatable because I know the things that other people go through every day. That's why a lot of people like. I think that's why people have peaks in their careers. I think a lot of people have peaks in their careers. Peaks.
Like their prime?
Yeah, because I think in their prime, they were still relatable. And I think the most common factor for people falling off, especially comics, is because they get introduced into a world where they weren't before. And they kind of just are name dropping, or they're just talking like about things, like making jokes about caviar and shit. And it's just like, all right, like this is, what?
Yeah.
I don't really know what this is about. You kind of sound like you like sniffing your own farts.
You do? You like that?
Not me. Not yet.
Not yet. Were you always interested in comedy? Or was there like a specific point in your life where maybe you watched like a stand-up show live or like something on Netflix and you're like, oh shit, this is hella cool. Like I kind of want to do this.
Dude, since middle school.
Russell Peters?
That
was the guy who got you into it?
Dude, one of them. So at the time he released I think it's his Comedy Now set. But it's his most famous one.
The one where he's wearing the white shirt
and the orange background. He's just like, you gotta beat your kids, man. Like,
okay.
Like, somebody gonna get a hurt.
Yeah.
That's the one,
Like the Chinese guy and the Indian
50
guy, like, negotiating, like,
dude,
bartering.
It's classic. All-time classic.
That one was
like, you don't even know that, like, 45 minutes has just gone by. This dude's a genius. Like, dude, it's one of my favorite ones because I literally remember thinking, and this is so fucking cliche, but I remember looking at it and I was genuinely confused because I'm like, I don't understand. This is me in middle school.
Understand
like
what?
6th, 7th grade. I was like, I'm looking at an Indian guy, but he's not doing the things that Indian guys are supposed to do in my brain.
Like what?
Like be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. Bro, like it was that ingrained in me.
It was like so like unorthodox.
Yeah, no, and I was so confused because like at the time I didn't know any other stand-up comic, or I didn't even know who Aziz was. I mean,
okay,
but like with Russell specifically, I think it also fucked with me because I'm like, is he Indian? Because his name is Peters, like Russell Peters, like that's not Indian at all. And I looked into it, and after a while, it took a long time. It took like multiple months for me to be like, yeah, he is an Indian guy, and he is a funny comedian,
Yeah.
And that was number one, right? And then it just like, after I saw him, I saw Louis C.K., bro. All-time favorite stand-up comedian ever since middle school till now. Unbroken streak, Louis C.K.
No, he's definitely one of the greats, one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
Did you watch Dane Cook?
No, dude, I didn't.
He was funny when I was younger.
I mean, I've
like
seen
in middle
stuff
school,
now, but
now it's just like
yeah.
George Carlin.
Bro, yeah. George Carlin.
You told me though you didn't really like him, or like you said you're like,
No,
I don't understand.
No, I loved him.
Oh, you love him?
Yeah. I've always loved his shit.
Oh, okay. Somebody said like, oh, I don't understand why he's funny. Like,
no,
that wasn't
definitely
you.
Not me. So George Carlin is like Mount Rushmore for me.
Okay. Oh, okay. So okay.
But this is interesting. So George Carlin has so much content out that whatever made it through, whatever made it mainstream, I think there's about 2 to 3 hours of what I consider peak George Carlin. The guy's put out so much more, like crazy amounts more,
Yeah.
And my favorite thing to notice is like what I found relatable is him in his old age when he was getting cynical and like, I mean, he was always cynical.
Yeah.
But when he was really like getting into it, talking about religion, talking about life and death, is when it really like, as a middle school kid, that's what like stuck out to me. And like his way of he talked about the most real things, in my opinion, and he made it so funny. And it was impossible. The feeling that I got watching George Carlin in middle school was like, how could you disagree with this guy? That's what I left.
I mean, a lot of people do.
Sure, man. But like, I was just like, dude, there's no way. Like this guy's like, he's nailed it.
How'd you find out about him? Like, just
dude,
like
I think it was just YouTube, bro. Like, because I would watch like Russell Peters,
because he's like a way older generation than us.
But his shit was up there, all the full spec.
Yeah,
this was back when before copyrights and like all this other shit. So, but all of his stuff, I would watch hours and hours of him, Dave Chappelle, Killing Them Softly, Louis C.K., and I think I really think there was like those 3 guys that really kickstarted it. So in middle school. But I didn't realize that it was a thing that I ever thought that I could do. All I understood at the time was just like, dude, this is fucking incredible. This is so funny. Yeah. And I would rewatch it. I've seen all of their specials like in middle school, high school.
Over and over?
Bro, it's probably been like over 50 times for each one.
50 times?
Dude, yeah. Yeah. And I'm not like
Damn,
there's some
a lot.
comedians that I should be watching and like learning from, but I just keep going back to those old specials, bro.
Because it's so good.
It's just like that good, and obviously there's a nostalgia factor in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get obsessive about like people that I admire like that.
That's good, dude.
Yeah. From then, I would say in college is when I really realized, like, oh my God, this is actually something that is entirely possible to start.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like that whole soul searching thing that I was talking about, you know, college is a great time for that, bro. College is a great time for that.
So college was the first time you did stand up, right?
Yeah, I did an open mic.
It was like at your school campus.
No, so there was a bar that called Bang the Drum Brewery.
Okay.
And
slow.
Yeah, and slow. And dude, it was so unique in the fact that like if you go to any open mic anywhere, generally speaking, that shit's gonna be full of comics. It's gonna be like a room that could seat like 70 people, and there's like 6 people, maybe 20 at most. And
6 people in the audience?
Yeah, and no, and the audience is comedians. Right?
I see.
My first open mic ever in slow.
There was like 1,000 people.
It was like 100 people, bro.
Holy!
Because the whole bar was.
You weren't scared?
I was terrified.
Okay. Yeah. I'd be fucking scared.
I was so terrified. I had 3 like tall beers before my set.
Are you naturally like comfortable around people, or do you get like stage fright and stuff like that?
No, I always have stage fright.
You always have stage fright?
I always have stage fright. Always.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know nowadays it's like
because I can't really notice that when you go up on stage. Like I haven't seen too many of your shows live. I've seen like 3, right?
But even the last one that you went to in January,
I didn't.
This is January, but
I mean the one in New York, you seemed fine.
No, the one at Rooster Teeth, bro.
You seemed fine.
Yeah. No, I was hella nervous.
You were hella nervous?
Yeah.
So you're always nervous before every show, but
yeah, even when I'm up there, I did feel like comfortable after about 30 seconds in.
Okay.
But going up there, like my hands were shaking and like my voice was shaking, and that's something I have to like really concentrate on, like getting over. So I'm not comfortable. I'm not even comfortable in that setting, which is funny because that's like the setting that I prefer.
Yeah.
But I'm also not comfortable.
Wait, compared to what setting?
Just a party or like just going out. Like
even
if I was with like 6 of my close friends and then like 2 or 3 other people that I don't know pull up, like they're friends of friends, I'm just like I struggle between being like kind of like to myself and then like being like way too aggressive, like, so how do you know them? Like, oh yeah, okay. And then I was like,
no, I mean that's the same for me. Like you're saying when you meet people, like your homie's homie that you don't know.
Yeah. I feel the need to overcompensate for like being introverted, and I struggle to find that balance. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought you were extroverted.
Nah, I just drink a lot.
So how long have you been doing comedy for?
2019.
So 5 years.
Spring of 2019. Yeah, on and off.
On and off.
Yeah, like I said, those moments where I wake up, it's really hard to self-motivate myself, and I'll take like multiple months off at a time.
Multiple months off?
Yeah. Of
what? Of not writing?
I mean, sometimes I'll have an idea that I write on my phone for later to expand on, but yeah, I'm not a daily writer. I'm not one of those guys that like has a coffee shop and just sits down and like writes. I don't do that. To be honest, most of my stuff is like off the fly. Okay. So I'll have general ideas and bullet points, and then honestly, the best way that I found to make myself get results,
porn. I'm just kidding.
The second best way that I found is just pressuring myself into doing well.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like I just go with general ideas, but I'll invite my friends to a show, and I'll make sure it's a room that's booked, like it's like a full room, and when I'm there in the room, it's like I just get in this like zone where I'm like, all right, dude, I can't fuck up now, you know, like I have to do it. I have to.
Because your friends are there.
Because my friends are there, and because it's like it's not even just my friends, like it's mostly my friends, but it's like also just everybody else there. It's like there are people funnier than me before and after me.
Yeah.
How can I be better than that? And it's weird, bro, because I didn't know that was my process. Like I thought there was just kind of like you have to write, and the more you write, the better you are. But I just have these vague ideas, and when I do that, what happens is that I get like these gold moments on stage, and they just come out, and they just come out because I find this space in my head where I'm okay with failing. And ironically, because I'm okay with failing, I lose all the pressure. What I do is I record that set and I write down all the things. It's like it was there in my brain.
All the things that you winged on stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I work off of that.
Okay.
So it's easier to start like that, right? And then once I have those things, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that would work. And then like I write it down exactly how I said it. And then I expand on that. And that makes it like even better. So I don't write just from my brain down to the paper. I have to like listen to it. And then I take that and then I write upon that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your parents think about you pursuing comedy? Are you chill with are they like super strict? Are they like chill? Like what are your parents like, and what are their views on you taking this route?
I don't think they really care because I have a job.
Okay. Let's say you didn't have a job, then they would care?
Oh, of course, dude.
Okay.
They'd be like, get the fuck out of our house.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, dude, you can't. Dude, if my son was like, I'm going to live with you into my early 30s and I'm going to pursue comedy or like DJing, I'd be like, nah, dude, you're not. You are not doing that. That's also like.
Really? If you had a son and he said that, you'd be like, yo, we got to get the fuck out?
Yeah, especially if it was a daughter. No, I'm just kidding. But
that's funny. But
no, but like whoever it is, dude, like you're not gonna fucking like if you could live here, bro, you could live here, but you gotta work.
Yeah.
Do something, though. Don't give me that, because I know people like that.
Like what?
Like that are just
mooching off their parents.
No, I think mooching is kind of aggressive. Like I'm saying. Again, it's like they're just in this phase of like finding myself, and it's just like, dude, this is life.
Yeah,
you could find yourself, but get a job. Like you can, like find yourself at work. Find yourself like
okay
outside of, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like you don't need, finding yourself does not require 24 hours of the day. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You need to be able to understand that in order to have some level of success anywhere in the world, you need to be able to put like a roof over your head. And if you didn't have your parents, then how would you do that, right? And if you have your parents, then shouldn't you be moving on to other shit like saving up or other things like this? Like, you dive 100% into it, and like, again, I just think that there's a synergy between your job and then your passion. So I think that you need both, and they fuel each other.
So your parents, when you told them that you were going to do comedy, they were just like, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you have a job.
They didn't believe me at all.
Believe you in what?
No, dude, every person I told that I was going to do comedy, they didn't believe me.
Believe you that you were not going to do it, or not believe that you'll be successful?
No, because I used to talk a lot of shit. I mean, I still do. But like,
wait, how does that relate to not believing in you though?
Because I would just say like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, oh, I'm gonna drop a mixtape. Like I used to say that in college.
I see.
I'm like,
but you did it though.
I didn't drop a mixtape.
No. You did comedy. You did comedy.
It was the first thing that I did that I like talked a lot.
Yeah.
Of shit
So
about.
After all these shows you've done.
Oh, now you're asking.
Yeah, and all these years you've invested your time into this craft. Like, what is their like perspective on what you're doing? Are they like traditional? Like, are they like?
No, they're pretty supportive, bro. They're not gonna sit there and be like, "Don't do it." Like, but
okay.
I think their main stance is just like, do it, you know, but like, don't do it on our dime.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is totally fair, dog. Like,
it is fair. Yeah.
It's kind of a privilege to have a passion. I think, depending on the passion.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have time to, you know.
Did they ever come to one of your shows?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Because they don't want to.
Or no, it's not. I mean, like I was in New York for the most of it, so they couldn't.
Okay.
And I did like a few shows in Slow. I actually never performed in the Bay Area until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna drive like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's hella fun. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a different type of love. It's just like yeah, go do your thing. You know.
So after doing comedy for 5 years now, what are some biggest challenges that you face personally? Like, was there ever a point where you faced one of these challenges and you were like, dude, I don't know if I can continue doing this, or like, I'm kind of burnt out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever faced that? And if so, what was that specific thing that happened?
Yeah, bro. And there's multiple times.
What happened?
Just in well, when I was in New York. Well, I'll start with this. I'll tell you a story of my worst bomb ever. It's worse than yours. If you guys don't know,
mine was pretty bad.
This guy went to Tommy T's Comedy Club
in Pleasanton,
and I've only had the privilege of hearing the set once.
You had the privilege?
Yeah, you fucking showed us, dude.
Oh yeah, it was awful, dude.
And you never released that hatchet again, bro. You made sure that
that's when I realized like, this is not for me, dude. And major respect to like comics, dude. This shit is hard as fuck. Yeah, that was not good.
Oh, bro, it's worse than that though. It's worse than that. I promise you.
What city?
New York, bro.
Oh, okay.
So this is the crazy thing. Like, I got 2 stories. Is that cool?
That's fine.
All right, I got 2 stories. One is in San Francisco. So I told you how like I was mad privileged in San Luis Obispo because I had like 100 people every open mic.
Okay.
It would be a slow night if 50 people came. Is my point, right?
It's a slow.
Yeah, it's a small town.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 50 people. That's a lot, though. That's a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. I went to San Francisco, so I did.
It was like one person.
I did one open mic. Right. I forget. No, you weren't there. Eric Wu and like a bunch of other people.
Okay.
His girlfriend.
Okay.
And I think Eaton or some other people, bro. They were there in SF, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do one in San Francisco, guys. Like, it's been so much fun and slow. I'm going to do it in San Francisco. They come, dude. And
this was this year?
No, this was like
a couple years
2019.
ago.
This is 2019.
Oh, it's a while ago.
Yeah,
okay,
before I moved to
New York.
New York.
Okay.
And I get there, and it's at this bar. It's a dive bar. And I'm confused because I'm like, where's everyone?
Yeah.
Dude, that was everyone. There was like 9 people there.
Okay.
And 8 of them were comics, right?
Okay.
And then my friends all show up, and it's like I brought like 7 or 8 people. And every comic before me is just like, they come up, they like are on stage, and they're like, are these your friends? And I was just like, yeah. And they're like, you brought people to an open mic? And I didn't
What's wrong with that?
Dude, like, if you go to enough open mics, like, you'll understand what that means, you know? But
wait, what does that mean?
It's just, dude,
you can't bring people to support you?
No, you can, bro. You can. But
and there's more people for the other comics too.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of like
Yeah.
the quantity of the crowd.
Yeah. But I was getting roasted for it.
By the other comics?
Yeah.
Who the
Because
fuck
you
cares?
just don't do. No, I cared at the time. I cared a lot.
Bro, these are your competitors, bro. Right?
Yeah, dude, they were dicks.
Yeah, I don't. Who the fuck cares?
But the
dude?
worst part is like they were hella funny too. So I was just like, oh, dude,
okay.
you're funny. I respect it. Like, but you're making fun of me, so I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I brought them, dude. I got so clammed up after that, bro. When I went up there, they gave me 6 minutes, or no, they gave me, I think more than that. They gave me 8 minutes because I brought so many people. They're just like, yo, if you want to fucking go, like,
8 minutes is a lot, dude.
I think I did 3.
Okay.
And I got so nervous, I just like walked off, and I was like, I just remember talking about porn, which is just so like, it's such an open mic topic for a first year comic.
Dude, topics like porn, like sex, like stuff like that, like death, like you have to be so good to pull that off. Like a Louis C.K. You know what I mean?
I wasn't that. I was not that.
Yeah.
I was the antonym of what that is.
So that set was bombed. That's what you're saying.
Bro, I bombed so hard. And
how did you feel afterwards? Did you cry?
Bro, there was a moment. I was driving home
by yourself
on the San Francisco Bay Bridge, by myself. And you know, like getting out of SF, you have to go on the lower part of the
It's a
Bay Bridge.
trek, bro, to get out of that city.
I just remember driving that. I turned the music off.
Off?
I turned it off, and then I just started crying, dude. Just
Damn.
fucking tears, and I was just like struggling to see through my tears as I was driving to fucking Oakland, bro. I was so bad,
Crying because
I literally was just like, I'm such a fucking dork. Like, why did I invite my friends to see shit like that I didn't even prepare that well, and like I didn't know. I thought there was gonna be like 100 people.
What did the your friends say that you invited?
Oh, they're like, good job, bro.
Oh, this was hella good, dude. Yo, you killed it.
Dude, it was.
That's the worst, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you just got to be straight up.
No,
know?
like, I couldn't even, like, I think there was an mutual understanding. It was just like, yo,
Like-
Neil can't handle this right now.
This is early on, though, right? Early on.
This
in
is
your
literally my
comedy.
first 6 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
First 3 months, even.
I mean, that's how everybody starts out, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you can't start out strong. It's very rare.
Well, I did. That's the crazy thing. Like, I did. My first 2 sets, I remember, were, like, really,
Really good.
well, for what it was.
Okay.
You know, for a first timer, second timer.
Okay.
Yeah. My first real bomb was that one, which was probably my 4th set ever in my life. That was my first bomb. That was like a fucking to the core. It shook me. Like, that feeling of like failure and humiliation was a foreign concept to me. And then I moved to New York. I took a hiatus. I just couldn't get myself to do it, which is weird because the whole reason I moved to New York was to pursue comedy.
That was the main reason.
That was the main reason.
It wasn't because of work.
No, I got an offer for LA that I could have taken it anywhere. They have hella offices.
The same company?
Yeah, same
Okay,
company. So I got an
okay.
acceptance there. And I was like, "Hey, do you I saw you have an office in New York. Can I work out of your New York office?"
So, yeah.
And they actually accepted me even though they were full in the New York City office. So I was like an extra. They didn't know what to do with me in the beginning.
Okay.
So I requested that because what I was reading, things that I was like absorbing about stand-up world, New York City is the Mecca, you know? It's like New York City,
Mecca of
LA,
Comedy?
Maybe Chicago, Atlanta, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I was like, I'm going to go to fucking, dude, it's like I'm young, dumb, and I'm going to be broke, you know? And so I went to New York City. And I didn't do a set for, I want to say at least 5 months.
Okay.
It was weird because
I mean, you're still adjusting. You just
Yeah.
moved to the city.
Yeah.
Like, it takes you at least a year to adjust.
yeah,
So, like, not being on stage for 5 months to me doesn't seem too abnormal.
well, they have in New York City they have mics
Open
from
mics.
2 p.m. until like 2 a.m. If you really wanted to, well, 12 a.m. sure, but like my point is like there's plenty of opportunities
opportunity?
to
Okay.
spend 1 hour of any given day. You know what I mean? Like it was very possible for me to do.
Yeah.
But like you said, yeah, I was getting adjusted, but more than the adjustment, I was hella fucking scared, bro. I was hella scared. I saw shows. I went out and saw like shows at Cellar, Gotham, New York Comedy Club. Like
Scared of failure.
I was hella scared of failure, bro. And this did not help at all. One of the first times I did go out, I did 2 mics back to back, right? The first one went okay. It went totally like
In the same venue?
yeah.
Okay.
So it was like a back to back hour.
Okay, okay.
I did the first set, and then the second set, bro, there was way more people in there. It was probably like 40 people, like 30 of who were comics, and like I went up there, dude, and I tried to do the same set, but something happened in my brain, bro, and I just forgot what I was doing.
Like, you just blanked out?
Yeah, and I was on stage, and like people could tell, and like they could see in my eyes, I was fucking scared,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I was like sweating, like I just immediately started sweating, and then like stuttering, and then like I just stopped, like I froze, bro, for like 30 seconds at least. It was a long ass silence, and then I broke the silence by going like, so you guys want to guess where I work? And then the host,
It was like, yo, you got to get the fuck off the stage.
oh bro, the host goes, are you a librarian? And then everyone just bursts out laughing, bro. It was the biggest laugh of the night
Why was that funny, though?
because I had a 30-second gap of silence.
No, like, the library.
You don't get it?
Because you have to be quiet at the library?
Yeah.
That's not that
I think
funny,
that one
bro.
went over your head. I think that one went over your head, bro.
Okay.
But the rest of the 50 people fucking busted out laughing, bro. And
So it was a good set then. People
no,
laughed.
bro. At my expense, dude.
Hey, laughter is laughter, bro. It doesn't matter how you get
It
it.
was so bad, dude. And then all I said into the mic was, haha, yeah. And then I did like another 10 seconds of silence.
Yo,
I didn't even say goodnight. I didn't say goodbye. I didn't say keep it going
dude,
for your host.
that's like that Michael Scott type of comedy. It's like hella cringe, awkward style. You know what I mean? Like,
So bad, bro. It was so bad. I just
what
walked
did the
off.
owner say? He's like, "Yo, you can't be coming here no more, dude. Like, I'm sorry, bro. You got to go next door. Like, we
So
can't take
bad,
you
bro.
here."
I just walked off. I slinkied off the stage, bro. And then I sat back down in my seat. And then some weird power trip took over me. And I was like, don't go home. Sit here. Sit in your
So you
seat.
stayed there the whole day.
Yeah, I
or
stayed the whole
night?
show. And at the end, I shook the host's hand and I was like, thank you for having me.
He's like, "Fuck you."
He definitely gave me that
Why
look.
are you still here, bro?
Yeah, dude, he gave me that look like, what the fuck, dude? I forgot what the original question was, but those were the two stories of like when I bombed.
I think the original question was, did you face any challenges?
Yeah. Okay, so after those challenges, bro, each one, that was a fucking thing to get over. It was hard to get over that.
to get over it.
Yeah, both of those things.
But you did,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
love you love the craft,
Yeah.
right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love every part of it. I love even the parts where I have to drive 2 hours to get a 5-minute set in the hopes that I'll network with someone who might, recognize
Yeah.
that there's something going,
Honestly, bro, I respect that. Like, yeah, when I Google mapped where you live and to my house, I was like, bro, this is legit an hour 30, no traffic.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And you go to like SF, you went down to Sunnyvale area.
Bro, but you know how I convinced myself to come here? I know I said that I woke up feeling like fuck, but you know how I convinced myself?
What, that you're not paying for gas? You drive a Tesla?
No, I do.
I mean, that's a valid reason.
I took the gas car, but I convinced myself because I have to remind myself constantly to create the clout and not to chase the clout.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like doing things like this where it's like you're my boy and you have a thing going on and it's artistic in some way and it kind of has this synergy to what I do and we can do something together and collaborate like that. To me, that means a lot more than if I were to go do an open mic or something like that. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's all about assigning value to things.
Okay.
Like when I realized like this is something I'm genuinely like looking forward to and I want to do, and it has value to me because it's not something that everybody else can do.
That's true.
Everybody else can do a podcast, but like not everybody else can like have a friend like this where they can like have an interaction like this. And for me, this is my first podcast ever. I've never really done this before.
First of many.
Yeah.
That's how you should view it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so it's also just a novel experience for me. And for me, that's a milestone in my career. Podcasting is something that just you just have to do it, dude. Even if you make it in stand-up, dude, like you have to do other shit because stand-up doesn't pay. Stand-up doesn't pay.
Yeah.
Unless you're touring arenas, bro, it doesn't pay. I know people who are pros. They Netflix specials, whatever. They do club gigs. It's like $25 and like a dinner, maybe.
Yeah, unless you're like a Louis C.K. or one of them.
But even Louis is one of the lower paid ones.
No, I mean, but what I'm saying is like if you're at that level, like a Dave Chappelle, like a Louis C.K., like you're gonna be making a decent amount of money by ticket sales. But if you want to make true wealth, it should not depend on just ticket sales. Like you have to build a brand around you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Neil Kogali,
right, the
stand-up comic.
Right.
One of the revenues of income is ticket sales, but others might be podcasting, merch or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You can't just focus on one thing. Like, you have to build like a brand around you. That's what I believe personally.
Yeah, that's just true. Even if you started out in something else, like if
in anything, any fucking thing, like you have to build a brand. You have to build your persona. That's what I've always thought myself. I know people think differently. They have like different
Right.
philosophies, but that's what I personally believe.
Well, so you personally believe that, but earlier you said that you have to put 100% of yourself into one thing.
I believe that too.
So how are you going to do 100% of yourself into one thing when you also have to diversify the things that you're into?
I feel like if you go all in on one thing, the chances of you of succeeding is higher and faster.
But what's that one thing? Like, so for you,
So like let's say like I want to start a business full time.
let's say, or
Yeah, let's say.
okay,
Let's say, right?
that's not actually what you want to do.
That is what I want to do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's what I was.
That's what I
wondering.
personally want to do, right?
Okay, yeah,
Like have my own thing and do it full time.
yeah,
Obviously right now, like I have to work to like pay rent and like pay other bills and shit like that, right? But there have been instances, like the past year, where I was like, bro, should I just fucking quit my full time job? Like, if I quit my full time job, I can put all my energy and time into that one thing, right? Starting a business or like pursuing a business, right? I wrote like a pros and cons chart. I've like talked to some of my friends about it, and they're like, bro, don't quit, dude. Like, you're gonna regret it. Like, just try to do both at the same time.
yeah.
But like, I don't know, dude. Like, if you're truly trying to make it in comedy, I personally believe that if you went all in, bro, you would go up way faster, bro. 100%. That's what I believe. But obviously, you have other, like you said, insurance, right? Like, you got to save up cash. Like, there's different reasons. That's why you have the job, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say finances was not an issue, right?
Well, that's
a huge,
it's
it's huge though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm saying. So like, let's say finances were not the issue. You went 100% in your comedy. I feel like you would go up way faster, way quicker. And that's for any craft. That's for anything.
I think what it would allow me to do is spend more time in spaces that would facilitate that. Again, like what I said about college, right? Like you're in circles, social circles of people who are at some level somewhat successful by nature, right? In that same regard, if I didn't have a day job, I'd be able to spend a lot of my time like writing during the day, and then in the early afternoon, evenings, just hang out at comedy clubs, hang out at like venues where popular people come by. It just takes one person. It just takes one person to like kind of mentor you, to kind of like pick up on you. And that's really what it is, like in comedy, like a lot of people have that person where they're like, this is a person who is way more successful than me, and they're taking time out of their day to kind of put me on. I don't have that. I try, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Was there ever a time where you were doing like an open mic or like a stand-up show and you were jealous, or you felt some type of way of a different comic? Like, oh, dude, this guy is so good.
I feel that way every day.
Every day?
Almost every hour.
At a show? Or just
at
like
a
at
show,
home?
browsing Instagram, just thinking about him in my free time.
And you get salty?
No, but I feel jealousy. I try not to let that jealousy manifest into actions that come off as salty. I think that's kind of weak, but it's okay to feel jealous. I think jealousy is a huge motivating factor for progress. You look at it in two ways. It's the same thing. Someone is better than you. Are you going to let that motivate you to do better? Or are you going to let that steal the joy of your own successes? It's a fine balance, I think, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's this moment that was very, like, I had a great set at Roosters. And I didn't fucking record it. And I was hella upset about it, like I was just, and it was the first time I've been on stage since my special.
Yeah.
So I haven't been on stage for 7 months.
Yeah.
And again, moving back from New York to California, huge adjustment. Other things in my life that have gone downhill.
Yeah.
But because of that, I was seeing all these other comics in New York, and they're doing so much more. And that night, I got home from doing that set, and it was one of the best feelings I've ever had, because I just knew that it was a good set. It's very hard for me to please me, but I pleased me that night.
It was a good set.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I felt that, and it's really hard for me to admit that at times, but I liked it. But when I went home, I saw some posts. I don't want to get into like the details of it, but I saw something on like some of my friends back in New York. They had their own success and they had their own milestone and they posted about it. And
Not related to stand up.
No, it relates to they're comedians.
Okay.
Their success was greater than mine, and I
Okay.
saw it, and immediately I just got depressed again, and I was just like, bro, that's crazy that if I just not open Instagram that night, if I just waited a day or two, like
Yeah.
I would have had a good night's sleep. I would have just fucking and in a sense I kind of did it to myself because you should be able to look at those things. And you should be able to feel like, oh man, that's awesome, that's dope. I am a little jealous, but I'm not gonna let it rock me. You know, that's what like thick skin is.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have that. And it's an everyday process. Every hour, I get jealous of everybody all the time. And if other people say that they're not, then they're fucking lying, dude.
Yeah, they're bullshitting.
Bro, I see who looks at my stories. People who hate me look at my stories, dude. And I'm just like,
How do you know if they hate you?
it's pretty evident.
They say it. They said it to you.
I don't do well, bro. I know that I come off as very like abrasive in certain situations, and
So how does that equate to somebody hating you though?
I could tell. You could tell, bro. You can't tell when people dislike you and like
Maybe annoyed. Hate's a pretty strong word though. Hate is like, yo, I don't fucking fuck with this dude at all.
There's several people where like I just know that like they don't wish the best for me, and it's okay. Like that's just fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
That's just like I don't even know half these people like really well.
Yeah.
It's not like close.
It shouldn't even matter.
Obviously, it's not close friends.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
know of them, and I know that they don't
Yeah,
wish the
yeah.
best for me, and I know that they talk shit about me because other people are just like, "Yo, this guy was. I thought you guys were close. He was talking mad shit about you," and I'm just like, "Oh, well."
Behind your back.
Yeah, of course. I mean, bro, you have to realize this is an industry of people who enjoy having a one-man show. Like,
Oh, you're talking about comics.
yeah, comics, but also
Oh.
like, dude, people from high school who like just kind of, they're just kind of whatevers, and then they kind of see someone doing well, and
They just start hating on you or hating on people who succeed.
they kind of just want to see it fall apart because it makes them more comfortable with the fact that they never had it together, and that's all right, bro. It's
a word
fine.
for those people, bro. It's called being a loser, dude. Straight up, bro. Like, I feel like those who think like that are the ones that are very insecure with themselves.
No doubt.
There's no other reason why you would feel like why would you want someone else to fail? Unless you're having some deep issues yourself
No
that
doubt.
you can't fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's why for me personally, like if I have people who hate on me, like who want me to not succeed or fail, for me it's just like, bro, I truly don't care, honestly. Sometimes I do, sometimes it gets to me, but at the end of the day it's just like, bro, I'm not even close to these guys. Like these people have no value to my life. Like who cares what they think?
Bro, exactly.
Like
yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Not
You
a
know?
single one of those people, because that's the thing, right? If they did know you, they wouldn't hate
Yeah,
you.
they wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. It's because you don't know me. That's
Yeah.
why you're thinking like this. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
see, like this is what gets me, dude. All you know is what I let you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Every person knows me in a different way. So if you're not in my close circle of friends, or even the second closest circle of friends, what do you know that I don't post publicly?
Yeah.
You know?
Do you act like yourself to everyone,
Yo, that's a crazy question,
or do you like change it up depending on what environment you're in?
bro. This is such a theme for 2024 for me.
What?
The exact question you asked. So my whole life.
Like, you know what I'm asking though?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. like at work you act hella different.
No, I know you got a corporate bot self, and then
like
with your friends,
with some friends you act like this, with other friends.
friend group A, friend group B.
You act differently depending on.
Bro, I think everybody acts differently depending on who they're with. I'll always say this.
Okay.
I've been saying this. Nobody knows who you're like. The only way someone will know what you're truly like is if there's a hidden camera in your house and they capture those little moments. They capture those little moments where you're just being a fucking freak. And you're just being a fucking weirdo.
Okay.
And you like, they look through your browser history, whatever, dude. Like shit that you don't let anybody know. Not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your fucking
Okay.
nobody. Nobody like that you've told. They just peer into your life as you think that you're alone.
Okay.
That's the only time and the only way that someone will know anything remotely close to who you are. Because we hide it. We hide it. We hide it with everybody. We hide it even to a level to ourselves.
Okay.
I don't think. That's why I think that every person that you're around, depending on what you think that they can provide you with, how they would perceive you, you adjust it automatically. And it's very subconscious, but there's also a conscious level of doing that as well. So for me, I have always tried my best to be an open book with everybody, and I got burned by it.
I feel it, bro. Yeah. The reason why I asked this question is because for me personally, like, I think this is how I act regardless of where I'm at, you know, with you, with someone else, wow, wherever, you know. But for work specifically, like, I was just like acting like myself, right? And then like we just talked about some jokes and shit, and like some people got hella like offended, dude. And that's when I was like, yo, like, damn, there's like some things I can't talk about at work or like with certain people at work, you know?
For sure.
And like I don't want to be like a two-face. Like I don't want to like act like this, like it's different. Because like I just want to be myself, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to like have this other like image of or persona of myself. Like that's just hella work for me, you know?
You said it very well.
But like I realized like at work specifically, it's just like, damn, like I can't just be 100% myself. People might get hella offended.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
I was myself at work. Which is crazy.
That's hella funny.
Bro, it's crazy because
What's the demographic like at work? Like your age or older?
Well, so I
younger?
don't. Since moving back, I haven't worked in an office, but since
I mean, your team.
yeah. Well, my team's different now. It's a whole different story. But like when I was myself, bro, I was like fresh out of college.
Okay.
And like I had a point to prove, and I had to let everybody know what I was thinking all the time. Like, and I was very open and I was very loud.
Okay.
And this was in New York, right?
Okay.
It's unbelievable that I never met HR. It's unbelievable.
Why?
Because I've done so many fireable things. Like a ridiculous amount of fireable things.
Like, give me an example.
The hell?
Like sexual assault
No.
to a man?
No, dude. No.
Wait, why?
If I did,
What's
it would
wrong
be
with that? Nah, just like,
it would be to anybody. I wouldn't discriminate.
okay.
No, dude. No. I just fucking said like dumb shit, bro. There was this
Like what?
So
Like,
there was this
you're retarded.
Well, yeah, actually, kind of. Like that.
To your manager?
No, not. All right. Here's what happened with my manager, bro. He was my manager's manager. I used to ride an electric scooter to New York, right? One day I crashed, and I hurt my rib, and it wasn't fractured, but it hurt like a bitch, dude.
Okay.
And so I was in work the next day, and I was working late. It was like 7:30 p.m. And my whole team was there, so it was like 5 of us just in a row, just sitting next to each other. And this guy fucking gets up and hikes up his pants and is just like, Neil, hope you got a ride home. I don't want you to crash again. And then everybody's like, something dumb like that. It wasn't exactly what he said, but he said something to the effect of like, yeah, I heard you crash, you fucking loser, you know? And then like a few people laughed in the office, and like I waited for the laugh to die down, and then I just waited, and I was just like, fuck you. And that
You said fuck you?
Yeah, hella loudly.
In person?
No, like in the office. Like
No, this wasn't like on Zoom or anything.
no, this was in the office. And dude, he was up there. Like he was like a director. And I was just like, fuck you, dude. Like I said his name. And then everybody, like, there was a half a second of like, yo.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty serious, dude.
This guy got hired 3 months ago. Who the fuck? And then like I'm like uncontrolled. Like he laughed first, and then everybody busted out laughing.
So it was good.
You know, it was cool. bro.
You gain respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It was more like
it could have gone either way though.
exactly.
You could
That's the
either get
scary
fired
part. That's
or
the scary
like,
part.
yo, this dude respect.
Yeah,
dude.
right. He was like, yo, this guy just fucking. He's like 19 years old, dude.
Yeah,
Who the
yeah,
fuck?
How old was your?
I'm sorry. I was 23.
How old was your the director dude?
50.
Oh shit! So he's like pretty seasoned
he's
guy.
a director, bro. Like he was doing it.
He started laughing.
He laughed first, and then everybody
He
else
probably cried afterwards.
Yeah, no, and then he left because he was on his way out of the office. So once he left and he closed the door, everybody started like hyping me up. There was like, "Yo, Neil, you gotta tomorrow. You gotta walk in and you gotta sit at his desk now."
Hell no, dude. That's how you get fired.
No, but that's like part of like I made a conscious decision. I was just like, should I be work robot Neil right now, or should I just be like, nah, dude, you don't fucking talk to me that. I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't fucking say that shit.
Yeah.
Which is not even that serious. Like I was a fucking idiot. I cried.
That is hella serious, bro. You don't just go into a fucking work environment and tell the director, "Fuck you." Are you serious, bro? Like, I'm all about not giving a fuck about authority, but like, bro, fuck you.
That was a fucking awesome moment in my life.
Yeah, that was definitely a ballsy move.
Because I didn't just gain his respect. Like he stopped fucking with me.
Yeah,
I mean, like
of course,
like he stopped like messing with me.
Okay,
but he fucked with me. You know what I mean?
Like as a joke.
No, he stopped
like
messing with
banter.
me as like a hazing type. But he fucked with me as a person. He's just like, yo,
fucked as in like,
yeah.
he liked you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we used to go out for drinks after that. Like we actually became better
friends.
Yeah.
Or better
not friends.
like work colleagues or
sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought that was a very interesting moment. I was just like, because like you said, dude, it was literally 50-50. If he decided not to laugh,
bro, it was like 80-20, bro. It was not 50-50.
It's pretty fucking funny, dude. Like everybody, and not just him, but everybody else around me was just like, yo,
respect.
Don't fuck with Neil. Like it was like that, you know? And that got to me, bro. I was just like, I fucking, oh, dude, I chased that feeling.
Damn.
But all right, to go back to your original question.
What was the original question?
About like having different personalities with different people and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to survive.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the best way for me to survive.
Okay.
I think that if you're a low profile person and you have your solid group of people and you don't really care about other people's opinions and you're not entertaining anybody and you're just living your life, I think you could do whatever the fuck you want. But I think there's a baseline level for me. And it goes all the way from that person to a politician. So those are the two extremes that I see. The person who does everything by themselves, to themselves, and just does it for themselves.
Okay.
Very isolated person with like very small group, family, and maybe 2-3 friends.
Okay.
That person is at the bottom, and then you have the politician at the top, right? And I think the politician does everything, no matter what. You know, they don't let the truth get in the way of ratings. They don't let, you know, they're going to say whatever. They're going to do whatever to get the most amount of people on their side. And there's a balance between those two. Personally, if it was 0 to 100, I like to be at around 30%.
30% what? Yourself?
Yeah, if a 0 is that person that's like does whatever they want all the time, like I want to be at 30. Politicians 100.
Okay. And the 70% you'll be what?
No. I'm saying like a scale from 0 to 100 or 0 to 10, I guess.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
See what you mean. Okay,
so like I'm going to be a 3 because I'm going to be closer to being myself and being authentic.
Yeah.
But also I recognize there's this aspect of like, hey man, you're a performer. You got to appease the crowd in some way.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like there's an art form in that, you know? The reason why Louis C.K. is so successful is because he does such a great job of talking about himself, making you laugh about him and his struggles and his like depression and his like problems. And then he starts and opens it up and like just talks about everybody else. He's like, these guys fucking suck. And you're laughing at it because he's played you in his mind.
Yeah.
You know, he's made you think that everything's okay because you laughed at him. Now it's okay to laugh at these other guys. So there's an element of like satisfying the crowd. whether the crowd is a real crowd or the crowd is your social circle. You know, there are things that I could say to anybody in my social circle right now that would ostracize me from them, but I think it takes like good judgment. I mean, I don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got opinions, bro, on different subjects.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
You all have friends, and the point is, like, is this the type of friend to focus on everything that's negative and what drives you guys apart? Or is this the type of friend to recognize, hey, man, like, this is another individual living their life. They have their own experiences and the reasons for believing it. And we get along on these things, and that's what I choose to focus my time and energy on, is the things that we relate on. In college, bro, I felt like everybody was just out to, like, divide you. It felt like everybody was just like, you don't believe that exact same thing that I do about this very specific topic that's not going to be relevant in 3 months? You're not my friend anymore. I can't be friends with you. It's like, it's super weird like that, you know? Yeah. And then you enter the real world and you start working with someone. This is why it's so important to work and be in, like, a part of a workforce. You enter diversity, you know?
Different perspectives.
Exactly.
Different people.
Yeah.
Different viewpoints.
Again, to your point about, like, working in 100% into one thing, if I did 100% into one thing as a comedian, there's an element of diversity. You don't get the diversity of socioeconomic status, in my opinion, which is probably the most important form of diversity, in my opinion.
I haven't actually thought of it like that.
You know? It's different when you're talking to someone who's like 55 years old. His name is Greg. He's got 3 kids, and he's providing for a family, and he's a stable guy, and he enjoys things. You know, he's very knowledgeable about different things, but he doesn't do any of the things that you do. He doesn't spend nights, evenings. But that's important. That's very important for you to, like, interact with and understand.
To see what his life is like compared to you.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so we lost like 10 minutes, 15 minutes worth of footage.
Worth of video.
Or worth of video. So to conclude, I guess this is my final question for you. For those who are pursuing not just comedy, but like an alternative route to, like, what the society says is the norm, like go to college, get a corporate job, like work there for hella long and, like, rank up, you know? Like, for those who want to pursue something a little bit different, maybe entertainment, maybe comedy, maybe whatever, right? Like, since you've been doing it for, 5 years, which is a significant amount of time, it's not like you just started, right? Yeah. Like, what advice do you have? Like, what tips would you give someone who wants to pursue that route, that road?
A lot of it, as soon as you asked that question, the first thing that popped in my head was, don't quit your day job. So I know we kind of have conflicting viewpoints on that, but for me, again, I really think that if you are able to secure a roof over your head, if you're able to secure a financial means towards stability, the way that I view it is that your passions are not an option if you don't have that stability. Okay. So if you don't have a steady paycheck, if you don't have the means to cover the expenses of an injury, of a sickness, of anything that comes your way, food is one thing. Most of the time you can just get by. You can make a few extra bucks, get some food. You can get some cheap food, whatever. You could do that, right? But there's so much more to life that I think you kind of have to make a decision for yourself. How much of life are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve this? And if the answer is not everything, then
keep your job.
Keep your job.
What if you're loaded?
If you're loaded, then you face different struggles, but you face struggles nonetheless.
No, so if you got money or your parents got money or something, right? Like, then are you still telling them to keep their day job?
Yes, in my opinion. From my experience and from my background, I say yes. Because when you have this option of just not maintaining it, any form of success, any form of any independent achievement will require discipline and consistency that you will learn a lot from by maintaining a day job.
Okay.
And whether that job's corporate whether it's bussing tables, dishwashing.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans. Dude, especially OnlyFans, dog. Are you kidding me? You know how many people just start one and they got their nudes out there?
Would you ever start one?
Wow.
You and your dad? Like a family duo?
Dude, if anything, it would be me and my mom. Why would it be my dad?
You guys are the same gender.
No, dude.
Wait, why?
I'm straight. I'm down with incest, but I'm straight.
All right.
Come on now. I got boundaries.
So, real talk though.
That would
To be serious, don't quit your day job.
I think so. That's number one. Advice number two, I think that you should not be worried about timelines. I think that if you're doing it because you like it.
What do you mean timelines?
I mean, I know people that have made it, like whatever that means. They have found some form of success that others, the general public, would look at and be like, oh, I wish that was me. Like, why is that not me yet? I've been doing this for 5 years. I deserve that.
You're saying like in terms of like monetary or
Monetary,
like career?
clout-wise,
Okay.
recognition.
Okay.
I just don't think that you should look at other people's success and be discouraged by it, because you're doing what you're doing theoretically because you love doing it despite the situations that you're in.
Yeah.
Why would you be, even if it is the person that you're talking about and your view of success is like one way that you think that people succeed is by putting 100% in. Even if you are that person, bro, you've probably sacrificed on a lot of things. You probably don't pay for a gym membership. You probably don't pay rent. You probably don't do a lot of things, you know? But you can't be looking at someone who does do all those things and be jealous of it. I mean, you can, but then you got to like set yourself straight and remind yourself, I chose this. I'm doing this because I made certain sacrifices and I'm standing on that business, bro. Like I'm doing it my way, and your way will always be different. Will always be on a different timeline. It has to be.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like the people that I see who take shortcuts and they get famous, not famous, but like they get success early and quick. That's great, bro, but I just feel like this is so much more of a slow burn than people make it out to be. I think that
I agree.
if you're really doing things organically and you're doing it because you like it, it'll take 2 to 3 times as long as other people who are kind of like, you know, I view it in terms of like this. Like, there are people who know how to game the algorithm. They know how to like post every day. They know how to like get their follower content up. Like, they know how to do everything except make good content. And then I know a bunch of other people who make amazing content, but they don't do any of the other stuff. And they probably have less than 1,000 followers. They probably are just doing whatever they're doing. But the difference is that they know, they believe that the following, the respect
Will come organically.
will come, but it'll come at a slower rate.
So what if those people who have good content also played the algorithm?
Those are beasts. I respect them a lot.
Yeah, so that's what people have to do,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, don't beat yourself up because you haven't figured that out yet. I've been doing comedy for 5 years. This is the first time I'm doing a podcast. People have been telling me to do this for like 4.5, 5 years already.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
People have been telling you?
Yeah, dude. A lot of times that like whenever I go up, like a lot of people like just randoms, like after a set, they'll come up to me like, bro,
Do you have
like,
a podcast?
yeah, no, like it's like you should hella do one if you don't have one. You have such a good radio voice, like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's nice. I love to hear that. I my ego is fluffed and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I love hearing that, but the thing is, dude, everyone's on their own timeline, dude. There's so many things to learn. Like, we were just, before we even started the podcast, we were trying to figure out how to split it from stereo to mono, right? What a small thing that you would never have thought, and right? And
Honestly, bro, I was just gonna do it.
I know,
half and half.
and I forced you to fucking figure it
Yeah.
out because
And when you said that, that's when I was like, Oh shit! Like he actually wants his high quality.
Yeah.
All right, I'll fix it then.
Yeah.
Because some people, they don't care. Honestly, I didn't really care.
But that's my
I
point.
didn't really care.
So if you're gonna do something, my point is like do it the best you can at that time in your life, you know, and understand this: the best that you can do at this point in your life might be the worst of your entire life. Does that make sense?
Wait, say that again.
The best that you can do at this point in your life
Is the
might
be the worst?
be the worst that you've ever done in your entire
This
life.
is the first time.
Yeah,
Okay, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because it's new.
absolutely.
Okay.
And 5 years, I know it's like to a lot of people, it's just like, oh, you've been doing it for 5 years. Wow. Louis C.K. did this shit for like a couple decades, dude. He didn't find his shit until like, I'm sorry, like you're gonna have to fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't until like early 40s,
Yeah.
maybe even mid 40s, that he found this like, I think he almost quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, there's a lot of stories like that.
exactly.
Like Samuel L. Jackson,
Steve Carell.
the KFC dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't
Yeah,
that the
dude.
story of him? Like
Yeah.
he got like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think like, and it's not just a commentary on stand up or entertainment. I really think like it takes longer than you think, and don't be the guy that feels entitled to things. You know what it is? Don't feel entitled to other people's things ever. You know, other people
What
will
do you mean?
invite you, but don't invite yourself. Don't try to chase it. Don't try to chase someone else's success. I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Wait, what does that mean? Give me an example.
I mean, a lot. This will happen a lot, right? In the stand-up community, you have
Like someone's hella successful and you like try to like suck his dick, like kiss his ass.
all the time, dog. All the fucking time. All the time. And this is
How
what
does that benefit the ass kisser though?
it
Because
does.
he's not the one performing.
It does though. It does. Because again, it goes like, remember when I was talking about mentors and like people, you find someone who's going to kind of uplift you and give you opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Okay.
So you kiss enough ass, sure, this guy might give you an opportunity. Hey, yeah, you can open for me here and there. You can do this.
In that sense.
And
Okay.
that's great. I'm very jealous of it. I wish that I could do that and people would like respond to me. You know, I do that. I send cold messages to people who I respect a lot, and it gets lost in the void, bro. You know, no one responds to it, but it's just like
Like you
I
message
fucking do
Louis
it.
C.K.
No,
He's
that's
like,
crazy.
Who the fuck is this guy?
That's crazy. No, I don't do that. But less I would say like
like a Theo Von,
no, dude. No, these guys are like A hitters. Like they're A-listers. You know.
Brendan. What's his name? Brendan
Schwab.
Schaub.
No,
Schwab.
I don't. Not my thing. I try to go for people who are within my reach, but also like outside of my reach at the same time. Like within my reach in terms of like it's not fucking weird that I do that, but it's like I know them. I've done shows with them, you know, and so I try to do that. But what I was trying to say is that don't just do that though. Don't just rely on someone else, because at the end of the day, like you were saying earlier, this is about building your brand, being your own person and doing your own thing, and it requires you to do that. How are you going to get other people to believe in you if you don't believe in you, if you're not your first advocate, bro? You got to do your own thing, and you have to do something that makes other people want to join you.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Don't chase the clout, be the clout.
That's a very, very good point. Damn, dude, we've been talking for a decent amount. I felt like it went by fast, though. Final question I always ask before I end the pod. It's not related to anything we talked about.
That's cool.
Let's say you will die tomorrow.
All right.
What is the one thing you will do?
Today.
You can break the law.
Today.
Yeah. Or tomorrow. You have 24 hours to live.
24 hours. First, I make a reservation at a restaurant for my final meal.
What's your final meal?
Bro.
Sushi? Steak?
Dog, I don't know, dude. I might even do 2 restaurants or 3.
Okay.
Like, I love food so much. Like,
Okay.
I might even just do 3 high-end fine dining restaurants, like, in a row and just... All right, that's one.
Okay.
That would probably take up, I want to say 4 to 6 hours of the 24 hours.
Okay.
I might drop a tab of acid.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Where?
Ooh, I don't know, like on a hill somewhere,
Okay.
like a nice hike,
In California.
like East Bay Regional Park or
Okay.
Redwood Regional Park.
So you would eat first and then take the acid.
No.
You would take the acid and
the
eat?
Eating would be the last, very final thing, and then before I die, I would have like a good night scotch or whiskey or whatever.
Oh, so this is like a chill ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The eating and the drinking and smoking would be the very last things that I do.
Interesting.
And ironically, I wouldn't do any stand up. I wouldn't care about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do any of that. I would see my friends, whoever's available, be like, "Hey guys,
Whoever's available.
I'm dying tomorrow. If you guys are free."
For me, it's GTA. That's what I would do. I always say it. Tell everybody.
You're just gonna play 5 or 6
6 what?
GTA.
No. I mean,
Oh! You would commit Grand Theft Auto.
No. I mean, have you seen the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling?
No.
Okay,
I should.
so
Yeah, I should.
he basically takes a car and runs away from the cops. That's always been a dream of mine. Like, you know those like car chase videos on the news?
Yeah.
I
That's what you would do.
I found that hella fascinating, dude.
You die in a shootout, bro.
Then that's how I die.
That's so crazy, bro.
I died
Not
like
even a
G.
final meal, bro.
I don't give a fuck about a meal, dude.
No, that's crazy.
I mean, I'll go to House of Prime Rib and then I'll fucking commit that.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You can't die hungry. That's crazy.
You know.
That's crazy. Your ghost is gonna come back looking for steakhouse and shit.
My ghost. All right, man. It's been a good discussion. I appreciate you coming out on the pod.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Any final words or thoughts you wanna plug in your social media or
That's okay.
No?
Nah, that's cool.
All right, Mr. Humble. Like I said, appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Hope everything goes well with your comedy career and just in your life in general.